Hey guys, Chris Clothier. Welcome to Total Turnkey. We are this week kicking off my 26 books in 2023, where I am reading 26 different books about real estate, business, entrepreneurship, life. I'm not going to get too far off that path. I'm not going to be going into any fiction books. I'm going to be sticking mostly with the concepts that I know about and the things that interest me the most that I want to share with you guys as listeners. The things that I know you're tuning in for. They're heavily going to be geared towards real estate, heavily geared towards entrepreneurship, getting our kind of heads straight, getting our plans together, making sure we're moving in a constant, proper direction to be successful. I'm going to be doing a lot on business because really that's what my background is. 51 years old, started working what felt like full-time when I was 17. But really by the age of, I think it was 24, 25, I was off and running. Only had one job in my entire life working for somebody else. Other than that, I have either worked with family, founded businesses myself, or been partners with family on businesses that we built. So, and considering that real estate is probably our most passionate business, and certainly the one that has been the golden goose, and I'll tie that back to this book I'm doing today. It's been our golden goose. That's what I need to talk about the most. Real estate, entrepreneurship, family business. So stay with me this entire year of 2023. I'm going to be reading and sharing with you my thoughts on 26 books. Kicking it off is Make It Big by Frank McKinney. So this is not the first time that I have done something about this book. And I choose it right off the bat because this is a book I read every year. The subtitle is 49 Secrets for Building a Life of Extreme Success. It sounds corny. It sounds a little bit over the top. And over the top makes sense because that is Frank McKinney. If you've never met him in person, I've had the pleasure of being able to meet Frank multiple times and be around him a lot. I'm a big avid distance runner, ultra distances, in fact, and so is Frank. Frank has competed in Badwater out in the desert of California, I think 13 or 14 times. Finished it just about every time he has hit the start line. So he also founded the Keys 100 along with Bob. I can't think of Bob's last name, forgive me, but just the same, little side note there. That was my very first ever ultra marathon to run, was the Keys 100. It was a race that Frank founded and happened to be there. That was another time that I got to see him. But lastly, I have supported Frank many times. He builds villages, entire sustainable villages down in Haiti. I think at this point he's built well north of 20. Along with my brother, we have supported a couple of these different villages to help him get them built down there. So look, he's an amazing guy. And the reason why I start every year off is that this particular book, again, it's Make It Big by Frank McKinney. The reason why I read the book every year is because there's things in this book that help get me pointed in the right direction as I get started. I found it very therapeutic to be able to sit down and, again, read some of his thoughts. He wrote this book like almost 30 years ago, I think. So it's not like this is that's what I find refreshing about it, is that even though this book was written so long ago, back, I think this was pre-internet, it still resonates today. And when I read it, it's old school. It's about, kind of getting back to the roots of who we are authentically and what makes us tick as people, individually. And then, kind of trying to not only ignite the fire again and kind of make sure that I know where my passions are and that the fire is lit and hot, around my passion, but also make sure that I'm being methodical, that I'm being thoughtful with my planning of my days, that I am, it reminds me to take a step back and say, am I being true to what I want to achieve? Am I using my time wisely? Am I showing love to the people around me that I care about, that are helping make me successful? The beauty of this book is that it kind of encompasses, hey, who are you? Who do you want to be? And are you taking steps to get there? Are you taking steps to be authentically that person? And so to tie this back to real estate, just so we're clear, Frank was one of the original multi-million-dollar spec builders in South Florida. One of the chapters in this book, he talks about exercising our risk muscles. And, there's a very big difference between a $30,000 rehab and a $30 million spec home. They both require risk on some level. One much riskier than the other. And you don't go from one to the next, just cold turkey. You got to work your way there. But he talks about the risks that he was willing to take as a real estate developer. And he has developed some absolute beautiful properties in South Florida. And I think at one point he owned the record for the highest sale price of a piece of real estate in the country. Continued to develop very unique properties that had that really kind of pushed the boundaries of what do people want in a home. Of course, these are homes for a buyer that is not, it's not me. Maybe some of you watch me, but it's not me. I'm not buying a $30 million home. So he's got stuff in there that's not for me. But understanding what he's doing, he was crystal clear about who his target market was, and he was amazing at being able to advertise himself and get himself and his product in front of his ideal buyer and get them to transact and make the purchase. So lots of lessons for us to learn about identifying, kind of who we are and how we go about selling ourselves and being successful no matter what our business is. So no matter what business you're in, this is a great book to read early. Now look, if you're taking my recommendations and saying, I may want to read some of these books, you do need to get this. I would get this as soon as possible. It's a quick and easy read. 49 chapters, right? There's 49 secrets. They may not all work for you. I don't go back when I read this book every year. There's definitely some chapters that I go through a little quicker than others. There's chapters that I really spend time with. I may even take notes again, even this year through. Okay? And because I come away with some key takeaways, you will too. Here are my 4 key takeaways from this book. The things I think that I get the most out of, and you should be on the lookout for when you do it. And I even made notes to make sure I get all these correct. For me, the number one key takeaway, the beginning of the book is all about passion and purpose. I tell people all the time, I'm here to have impact. I recognize that no matter what I do, if I do it right, do it wrong, if I do things correctly, if I make mistakes, it doesn't matter. My destiny is the same. I will not live forever. There comes a time, it's a finite amount of time that I'm here. So I want to be impactful while I'm here. I don't want to spend my time, for me personally, I don't want to spend my time playing video games. I don't want to spend my time doing things that don't interest me. I want to be impactful. I started a nonprofit to be impactful, to have the greatest positive impact I could on this world before I'm out of here. That's Frank. That's what he talks about. I know that on some subliminal level, he was very influential in getting me to move and actually found our nonprofit and make it happen. Of course, that has nothing necessarily to do with business, but without being passionate and purposeful in business, I wouldn't have had the money and I'll use the word wealth just because there's not a better one for it, but I didn't have the wealth to be able to build that nonprofit. So the whole early part of the book is all about, get passionate and find your purpose. No matter what it is, be passionate about it because it really helps get you laser focused on where you're going. The second one is be decidedly you. This guy is such a unique person, unapologetically. He is like, this is who I am. This is the way that I act. This is the way I show love to my family. You're never going to meet a person that is more authentic about their passion for life and the people that he's surrounded with and what he's doing than Frank McKinney. I mean, he's infectious, and it comes through in the book. You definitely get this, and he helps you, in my opinion. He's given me the confidence to remember that, again, no one's going to remember the craziness I do. No one's going to remember the mistakes I made or if I'm being silly. No one's necessarily going to remember that, but it very well may attract people to me and let them know that that guy's just authentic. He's not faking it. That's who I want to be. That's what I get from that book. The third key takeaway, look to grow. All right, so he's all about looking forward, not looking back. Take the lessons from anything you've done in the past, decide where it is you want to go in the future, and then get yourself on that path. Make your goals, make your plans, hold yourself accountable, but look forward. Don't look back. Look forward. Move that direction. I love that message because a lot of us, myself included, in the past, I've gotten stuck there. I've gotten stuck in, man, I made this mistake and I just can't forgive myself. I can't get over it. That's a bunch of hogwash. And he makes sure you understand that your future is not going to be found looking backwards. You're only going to find it looking forward. I love that part of this book. Then the final key takeaway for me, Frank is a very disciplined person. And, even right now, 2023, I'm lacking some discipline. I noticed that when I read this book. I was like, man, I've got to tighten ship, because Frank is all about you won't get anywhere by wishing, hoping, dreaming. That's how you get started, but it takes concrete, disciplined action. This is a man who woke himself up every day at 4 a.m. and ran, walked, jogged, whatever on the A1A, which is the highway on the far east coast of Florida. And he would drag a tire connected to a chain to his body. He would exercise his legs, walking this thing for miles. I mean, I think it was like upwards of 20 miles a day. It got to the point where he was doing 50-mile walks, okay, to plan for his ultra marathons, dragging a tire. But he never missed. He was disciplined. Go to bed early, get up early, do the work, because his goal was to finish these races that were almost, that a very small percentage of people on the face of the planet can actually complete. And he wanted to be one of those people. And he knew the only way I could get there was discipline. That's the same discipline he takes in business, the same discipline he has in his family life. And that's why I love that part of the book. That's one of the big key lessons I get out of that book is be disciplined in everything you do. Don't just say it, do it. And if you say you're going to do it, live to your word. Can you get these same messages from other books? Sure. I mean, I wouldn't say that it's necessarily unique, but it's a unique way he does it. And I love this book. It's why I start with this one every year. I wanted to do it here because I've never done a video about the book before. Certainly not this in depth. This is a great book. All right. If you're looking to accomplish bigger things in the future, this isn't about get it now and make this your year. It's about start putting the pieces in place and filling your mind with the help to put the pieces in place to get wherever you want to go. I sat on a business plan for a nonprofit for 15 years. I didn't have the knowledge or the money to do it. And this book helped me to understand that it was time. I had everything I needed. I just needed to be disciplined and go. Look forward. And that's what I did. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed that breakdown of Make It Big. This is how I plan on doing 26 different books this year. And we're going to go ahead and jump right into much more real estate focused books next year and personal finance. Next up for me, and I've never read this book, so this is a new one for me. The CEO of Bigger Pockets, Scott Trench, wrote a book about 4 years ago, I believe, called Set for Life. It is well reviewed. I'm not sure how many thousands of copies this book has sold, but it's well up there. This is a book that a lot of real estate investors have read and raved about. So I'm going to read it. I'm not new to real estate, but I can always learn something. That's what I'm looking to do. I'm going to read this book. I'm going to detail it for you. Look for that in the next couple of weeks. Join me, guys, this year on all the videos I'm doing. I'm going to be doing book reviews. We're going to be talking about current events in real estate. I'm going to continue to talk about business topics just like we've done with past videos. Hope you will join us. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, click the subscribe button. If you enjoyed this, share it. Like it. Tell me what you think about it. If you've read the book or there's something else you want me to read, let me know. Until we get a chance to get back together, guys, commit to the grind. Thank you so much for being with me. We'll see you soon.